Hello, this is Mrs. Mendy, and I'm going to tell you today how to change your data if you've got categorical kinds of data, and I'll say what I mean by that. But basically, if your data has no numbers in it, how you can make graphs out of it, because you can't make a graph unless you have numbers. Okay, so uh, an experiment where somebody had a bunch of different people and they just gave them different colors of grapes, green and red and purple grapes, and asked them which kind they liked best. Okay, so for each person, you can see here, there's just a color. That's the kind of grape they like best. So how do you graph that? If you select all this, and then you go over here to the insert chart button, that's your graph button that looks like a bar chart. Click that. It can't do anything. It can't do anything because there are no numbers. Okay, so you've got to convert this, and you totally can, but it's going to be another step. Okay, so what I did here, as I said, because you want to really know which from this experiment, which kind of grapes do people like best? Do they like green grapes, red grapes, or purple grapes? So I made this other smaller table saying like, okay, this is the number of people who like green grapes, the number of people who like red grapes, the number who like purple. Okay, so I'm just going to change this. I'm just going to count these up. Okay, now you can count this yourself and you can just go count, count, count. I don't like to do it like this. I'm going to just show you a trick that I would do if I were doing this. Okay, so you select all this, select your data, and then you're going to go, and this is one of the delightful things about using a spreadsheet rather than a table in Word. So I'm going to do data, clicking on here, sort range. Okay, again, I went into data, down to sort range, and look at this. Okay, so I've selected that stuff, and it's saying so from A1 to B20, because that's cell A1 to cell B20. It's kind of like playing Battleship. You just look over. And does it have a header row? Why, yes. That means saying there's asking, did you title these? Title these columns? And we don't want to sort by the person's name. We do want to sort by which kind of grapes they like best. So if you're grouping your people just to make it easier to count, this is what I would do. You don't have to do this, but it's a trick. Okay, and then we do sort. Ta-da! Now all the green ones are together. All the people who like purple are together. All the people who like red are together. So it's easier to count. I like that better. Okay, so I'm going to count one. How many people like green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Okay, so 11 people like green grapes. How many people like red grapes? 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 people like red grapes. 5 in there. How many people like purple grapes? 1, 2, 3. Only 3. Okay, so now I've got numbers. It's going to look like you only have 3 data points, but it's not because you're going to include your raw data. Okay, so that the judges, including me, will be able to see like, oh, look, they took this many pieces of data and it's just sort of like combined into this. All right, so then you're going to take this. So I clicked and dragged around that, and then you're going to graph that. So you're going to push the little insert chart button. Ta-da! Wait a second. What happened here? Why? No, this, okay, so this is not liking this column chart. Okay, that's weird. All right, so we're going to do this a different way because I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm going to show you a workaround anyway. Okay, so you can do it this way. You just you pick some random place where you want the corner of your graph to go. So I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm going to click Insert Chart. And there's no data, but that's okay because I'm telling it where the data are. Okay, here we go. So now we're in setup. So the chart editor automatically popped up. We're going in setup. And then where it says we're going down, column chart is fine. That's good. It's bar chart. I don't know how this is saying. No, I don't want to stack. That's fine. That's good. Whoops. And then where it says data range, and this is just the cell I clicked on, but I'm going to click this one that looks like 4 little cells together. So if you click that, then it's not going to be this. It's going to be, I'm going to click and drag over the green grape data. Ta-da! So that's one column. And then I'm going to click add another range. People like red grapes. Ta-da! And then I'm going to add another range because I'm telling it like, okay, these are different. There. Now let's hit OK. And there we go. Okay, and so now it has people who like green grapes here, people who like red grapes here, people who like purple grapes here. Now you will have to change things in here like the title because there's no title on there. You'll have to put titles on these axes and everything, but your data are right. And you can kind of double check your data and say like, okay, the people who like green grapes, is that 11? Yes, it is. People who like red grapes, is that 5? So the red grapes is red. And if I were doing this, I think I'd probably make it match, like here are green grapes, and change that to, no, back to customize. And change that to like a green for green grapes. That might be better, like that. And then a red for red grapes, and maybe change this to purple for like purple grapes, even though they're not really that color. But you get what I'm saying, like so that the color helps the person understand. Okay, so this is how you would change your category only data into category number data. Okay, you just have to kind of count. You could do the sorting thing or not, or you can just count it, whichever. Okay, and you'd have to fix this all up and put the titles on. But that I tell you how to do in another video.